What's up, YouTube? It's M to the R, to the L, to the O, to the W key. Telling you what's lit, telling you what's quiet in the world of Tokyo. Let's get into today's topic. So, I was quite lucky to go to the Snoopy Museum in Tokyo. It's in Roppongi. And I highly recommend you go have a look. It was so inspiring. And I took a couple of pictures on my phone. You are allowed to take photos. I didn't know, but I didn't take my camera with me. As long as you don't use a flash and you don't disturb everyone else there, you are free to take your camera along. So next time. So the actual exhibition I went to go see is Love is Wonderful, and wow, it's very lit. It is it was really interesting. So just a bit of a background. The comic. Whoop, what did I drop? Sorry about that. The comic strip Peanuts was by Schulz. He was born in 1922 in Minnesota. Now, he was nicknamed Sparky, and he's considered one of the most influential cartoonists of all time. So he's influenced guys like Jim Davies, Matt Groening, Bill Watterson, and in his time he sketched 18,000 comic strips for Peanuts. He'd only took one vacation at the age of 75, and at the height of the Peanuts franchise, they were earning $1 billion a year in merchandise. Wow. Very inspiring story. Just how dedicated he was to this comic strip and just the intellectual property of Snoopy, and how Snoopy is in so many places. Uniqlo did the Cortex Snoopy collaboration. There's plenty of Snoopy merch. There's a Snoopy Vans collaboration, Snoopy Levi's, so many more. I can't even mention them. So actually, like, the museum has been on my mind for a while, and I really wanted to see how deep the Peanuts comic goes, and it goes quite deep. So just in terms of a price as well, if you book an advance ticket through Lawson, the convenience store, or even I think just the Lawson ticketing website, you can get, I believe, a 200 yen discount on your ticket. So if you are an adult, it is 1,800 yen. If you're a university student, it is I think 400 yen cheaper than for the young ones under the age of, I think, maybe 21. I'm not sure, I'll have to check. It was about 800 yen. So an amazing price. Very similar price to the Ghibli Museum. I'd say 800 more than the Ghibli Museum, but still very interesting place. The museum exterior has these amazing statues of the dog Snoopy. Beautifully designed. The neighborhood where it's in, Azabujan, is also awesome to walk around. You get an amazing view of the Mori Art Museum, and that's actually where I got to see the Final Fantasy 30th anniversary. So very interesting place. The interior, though, beautifully designed. Just the way the comic strips were showcased and the wallpapers around. I think even with a phone, the message comes across. It was a really beautifully designed museum. Inside we had 2 theaters. So in the beginning we had a short theater where they showcased the exhibition, or just a summary of the exhibition, Love is Wonderful, and it really showcased how frustrating and how enjoyable it is to maybe have a crush and love someone, and that pursuit of someone. So I really felt, oh wow, Snoopy is not just cheap gags. There actually is actually very relatable, and just the character Charlie Brown is also very relatable in how nervous he feels and how awkward he is, and I haven't read the comic in a while, but the museum really took me back, and I really like the way they did this Love is Wonderful exhibition. Moving on, the merch game is on point. After having walked through the museum and enjoyed quite a few of the comic strips, also it's offered in English and Japanese. So most of the comic strips are the original English versions. Then underneath it would have Japanese subtitles. Some of the projections were only in Japanese, but it was also a nice way to practice your Japanese. I could understand, I'd say, 70% of what was written, so it really helped me a lot. And what's nice is the text, or the things in the text bubbles, they say really simple things, so nothing overly complicated. So it's a nice way to also practice your Japanese reading. The cafe blanket looked beautiful, and there's some very nice Snoopy themed food. I really like the cafe a lot. I didn't actually order anything at the cafe. The price was a little bit higher than what I was expecting to pay, so I enjoyed it visually. Visualize with me, so even if you don't buy anything, just looking at the merch was awesome too. They had all sorts of interesting stuff. My favorite was definitely the stuffed toys, the pins, what else? They had bar soap as well. They had binders, files, all sorts of interesting stuff. I like the whole aesthetic of the museum. And on the outside as well, not only the cafeteria, they also had a food truck, a Snoopy and Peanuts themed food truck. So that again, awesome. If you're in Tokyo, I highly recommend you see the Snoopy Museum. Don't sleep on Snoopy. It's lit. You gotta check it out. And I think I'll leave it there. So YouTube Hustla, Mr. Low Key, telling you what's lit and quiet. Sakai is turned on to full. Eyes of determination. Peace.
I know that the kids beneath me, they're visionaries before their time. I don't revolt against anything. The only thing that I work against is the fact that no one told me I could do this as a job. Some of the rest of my career is like showing kids, like, yeah, you can do it too. Like, there is no wall.